Pakistan, China is known as a best friend. There is a famous Chinese saying which says that as distance tests stamina of a horse, so time reveals the sincerity of a friend. Seen from this perspective, of course, the seed of the bilateral relationship, which was sown 71 years ago, has now today blossomed into an evergreen tree with deep roots and strong branches. Dear friends, the spectrum of China-Pakistan relationship is very deep and wide. We have close cooperation in diverse areas ranging from political, economic, defense, security to culture, education and tourism and environment. In the next few minutes, if you allow me, I would like to present some key elements of our broad and diverse relations with China. Firstly, of course, the political dimension. In the joint statement which was issued during the recent visit of Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif to China, to Beijing, we underscore that relation with China is the cornerstone of our Pakistan foreign policy, and expect also highlighted by Ambassador Ghazi in his remarks also. And similarly, the Chinese side also reiterated the successive generation of the political leadership in our countries have nurtured this relationship over the years and transforming into an all-weather strategic cooperative partnership. Actually, this was done, this elevation, this transformation come during the visit of President Xi Jinping to Pakistan in 2015, when I happened to be the chief of protocol and be honored to organize this trip. This relationship enjoys also support across political divide in both countries. And Pakistan, political parties may not agree on many things, but there is a complete consensus on our friendship with China. Second important dimension is of defense and security. Since many years, China has been our major defense partner, a key source of essential weapon systems. This defense cooperation, of course, not only is related to acquisition of important defense is similar views important regional and international security issues. Jointly use JF-17 Thunder aircraft, which is a prime example of our defense cooperation. And now, after the initial phase of production in China, in Pakistan, in Canada, we are alhamdulillah producing the next generation of this very important aircraft, which remains a very important part of our ethos. Another important key defense collaboration is with Navy, between our two navies. Because frigate, we have building recently 2 frigates were launched from Shanghai, brand new frigates, and also we are building new submarines for Pakistan Navy. It is at this time, I think, important to note also, and they have seen that this defense coalition target other region pressure. I would be later talking much in detail about CPAC, but I would like to mention one thing, that in Pakistan, we should realize the importance of CPAC. And region also. During Prime Minister there was a lengthy discussion on CPAC, a strong commitment for the Chinese leadership as well to maintain the momentum of CPAC. Murasa was part of the delegation, and one important project, KCR Karachi Circular Railway, was extensively discussed, and Chinese side have agreed to invest in this project, and we hope to see some. Moving forward, of course, CPEC would be focusing on industrialization, agriculture modernization, and IT. And for this, we have launched four new corridors: China-Pakistan Industrial Corridor, Digital Corridor, Green Corridor, and Health Corridor. One other important aspect which I would like to share here is that President Xi Jinping last year announced another initiative which is called Global Development Initiative, which is more or less aligned with the UN SDGs. Pakistan this year became the first partner country of GDI, and we signed an agreement during the Prime Minister visit, which means that there will be more investments into areas of health, education, and environment and climate change. So this is a very important aspect that for BRI, Pakistan had a flagship project of CPEC, and for GDI, Pakistan has become the first priority partner country of China. What I would like to just flag here, a very important aspect of Pakistan-China cooperation, which is financial and banking cooperation. As you would many know, that currently Pakistan is going through a difficult economic situation, financial crunch on our foreign exchange reserve, but China remains a very key partner in supporting and providing essential support for our budgetary support and financial support. Fifth aspect, of course, the people of Karachi and the people of Sindh knows is our civil nuclear cooperation. It is a very important, critical aspect of our strategic cooperation. The four Chashma projects, C1, C2, C3, 4 in Chashma, and now K2 and K3 coming online. We have a total capacity of over 3,000 megawatt of clean nuclear energy for our country. And the aim is to double this capacity in the short to medium term in the next year. Next is our education cooperation. Quickly, I would like to mention that China is now the largest destination for Pakistani students. There are over 25,000 students in the various disciplines in various universities in Pakistan. And we have now a CPAC consortium of universities in which over 140 universities are now participating in a very important platform of academic exchanges. And I don't know whether University of Sindh is part of that consortium, but we would be very happy to connect University of Sindh with Chinese counterparts in the coming days and as part of this consortium as well. We have Pakistan chair in Peking University, and we have a number of Pakistan study centers, and as well as CPAC research centers in many Chinese universities. Culture and tourism has a very important part in our bilateral agenda. And since I have come here in 2 years ago, we have made an extra emphasis on this cooperation and people-to-people exchanges. We carry this cooperation under the framework of our cultural exchange program, which dates back to 60, but recently this year was extended to next 5 years. In 2021, we celebrated our 70 years of diplomatic ties, and more than 140 events were organized in 1 year by the two countries. Majority of those events were related to cultural events like Women's Forum, Literary Forum, film festivals, fashion shows, and of course, translation of Iqbal and Faiz famous poetry into Chinese. Tourism has also became an important part of our discussions in Chinese language, which we have launched, and next year out, few Chinese are out of the grey list. And now China is, of course, supporting Pakistan on important issues of disarmament at NSG and at Geneva. Pakistan also extends very critical support to Chinese interests, especially human rights council in Geneva. Distress and natural disasters is also a hallmark of Pakistan-China ties during COVID-19 pandemic. As you all know, that it was due to Chinese vaccines. More than 160 million doses were provided by China, which were the mainstay of our inoculation drive. And now recently, during the floods, Pakistan, China was on the top of the list. They have provided close to 1 billion RMB assistance package for Pakistan and also for reconstruction. And they have announced that they will be providing more to Pakistan's rehabilitation and reconstruction efforts. So truly, I would like to conclude here saying that this is a relationship which is a historic reality and a conscious choice of our two governments and people. And it needs to be strengthened and preserved for our future generations. So I am very confident that these go relation. I think the role of universities, research institutions, and think tanks, academia also look forward to the CISSS and the CISSS to provide guidance to us and further strengthen this very important and critical relationship with China. And I thank you all for giving me this opportunity to share my thoughts. The full good wishes for complete success of this. Thank you. Pakistan and India in different wars in the past as well. Look, we have a very close discussion and dialogue with China on a number of regional issues and also relating to India. China also has a troubled past with India, as you already mentioned about the 1960s war between the two countries. And recently also in 2000, as you know, there was another serious border clash between the two countries. And of course, this has been an issue between the two countries, this border clashes. Recently, a week ago, there was a clash, and I was just reading a report that China has moved its forces towards the Indian border, and there is a hue and cry in India as well that another war is imminent. China is mindful of its very, I would say, troubled neighborhood being used by the Western countries to counter China, to encircle China. US has also put a very strong squeeze around China with its Indo-Pacific strategy. Japan, South Korea, Australia, New Zealand, these all are being used against China's rise here. So China remains very sensitive to its relationship in the neighborhood and its relationship with India as well. While it has a troubled past, while it understands that India is being used by the West, at the same time, China wants to remain or to keep a balanced relationship with India also, considering its influence, regional and global influence. They have made a very conscious decision to mend their ties with India, despite their border clashes. Their view is, China's view is that we can have border problems, we can have territorial disputes, we remain a part of a bilateral agenda. part of the bilateral agenda, and it should not mar the overall bilateral relationship. India, on the other hand, looks at their border issues as a very critical part of the bilateral agenda, as have not moved to mend bilateral relationship. So it is when we talk to the Chinese, this is a message that we get from them about their own relationship with India, and it's a message to Pakistan as well that you have problem with India also, a very serious problem on Kashmir, on which the Chinese supports us in principle. But at the same time, they have the message that you need to mend your ties with it. When it comes to sovereignty of Pakistan, when it comes to defense of Pakistan, which country has helped us more than China? As I mentioned earlier about our defense needs, our critical defense needs, in terms of our strategic assets also, I don't want to go into detail. They have been supported from China in a large extent. Today, our defense, whether it's armed forces, air force, or navy, it is all supported from China, a very critical support, which of course is to balance the conventional balance and as well as strategic balance. Continue to provide that political and critical defense support to Pakistan to ward off the challenge that we have in our region.
Next question. Anyone? Please.
Assalamu alaikum. I am Dr. Ali Khan Gumru. Oh, I am Dr. Ali Khan Gumru. I have done PhD from Malaysia. So, particularly my interest is in security studies. So, I am asking for two things from Ambassador Moin. First, Pakistan signed an agreement with Turkey to build frigates, and a similar agreement was signed with China, as you mentioned in your speech, that China and Pakistan are building frigates and submarines. Actually, what Pakistan is looking today, not the security assurances or weapons from its friendly countries. Pakistan needs to have self-reliance in security area. So, as per my observation, Pakistan's agreement with Turkey is based on Pakistan will build one frigate in Turkey, and one frigate will be built in Karachi shipyard, and Pakistani engineers will be observing their work, and they will be getting technical expertise. Is there similar agreement with China that China is building frigates and submarines, and Pakistani engineers will be allowed to observe the whole process and will repeat the same process in Karachi shipyard by building same frigates and submarines in Karachi that can enable Pakistan to be self-reliant in the security area? That is my question. Either the agreement with China is similar the agreement with Turkey. Thank you.
Sir, Kazi, can you kindly tell, because the voice was not very clear, what is the exact question? What agreement with China? The gentleman is asking, I can't hear it.
Yes, sir. As you mentioned in your speech that Pakistan has signed recently an agreement with China to build frigates as well as submarines. Pakistan already have another agreement with Turkey where one frigate was built in Turkey. Pakistani engineers participated there. They not only allowed them to go through the whole process, but they gave them technical expertise to build the similar frigate in Karachi shipyard. The agreement, my question is whether the agreement with China has the same typical possibilities that Pakistani engineers will be allowed to experience the whole process, acquire technical expertise, and repeat the same process in Karachi shipyard by building its own frigates and submarines in Karachi shipyard. Yes, because Pakistan is not looking for assurances, security assurances, or Pakistan is not looking for the weapons from US or China. Pakistan today is looking for self-reliance and self-assurances, not weapons from friends. That's my point. Please.
Yes, thank you so much. Now I understand. And you're right, of course, Pakistan always looking for self-reliance and technology transfers when it comes to defense collaboration with any country. And China has been a very close partner in that respect. The frigates building that I mentioned to you, of course, there is a large team of Pakistan naval officials, engineers, and workers who are working on this project in Shanghai. And that means their capacity is being built, and they are going to take when they take these ships back to Pakistan, the entire Pakistan crew take it back. They get their training, and then these important machines would be maintained in Pakistan, for which we are building a brand new maintenance facility also. Like I mentioned to you about JF-17 Thunder aircraft. Of course, the first batch was built in China, but the next batches and the next generation of aircraft were all being built in Pakistan by Pakistan Air Force, their engineers and their workers. So we have built, this is part of the agreement between the two countries, that we not only collaborate on joint production, but training, expertise, transfer of technologies also. And China is one of the most reliable friends in this respect.
We have time for one more question, as Minister Hassan Iqbal will be joining us at 12:30 online, of course. Ambassador Moin, there is a question that we have received online, and it is as follows. The US sees BRI as a threat to its national interest. So how do you think it would impact CPEC?
Yes, Ambassador Ghazi, we are aware of the detractors of BRI and CPEC as well. We know that US, Western countries, and including India, have raised objection about CPEC. But despite the fact this cooperation between our two countries has moved forward with speed and with efficiency. And you have seen that China-Pakistan economic corridor projects have helped transform Pakistan socio-economic development. Yes, there has been attacks on CPEC projects. Recently, we've seen terrorist incidents in Balochistan. Dasu attack was a very terrible attack, a very unfortunate incident. So there are detractors and adversaries of China-Pakistan friendship and CPEC which are there. We are mindful. Our two countries are mindful of that. In fact, Pakistan has raised two army divisions, especially to protect CPEC projects, which is unprecedented. And besides that, there are a large number of LEAs who are protecting not